We ran the numbers, and it appears 7 on your side and DC police are making a difference. If you're working for the police department, why do I need to talk? Well, can I come in? I don't know why you're blocking me.
I'm not.
You know, you wrote a $250 ticket to a man who was only eating lunch. Did you know that? Well, I'd like to talk to you. You're the one who's writing the tickets. Let me show you the second camera that the profiling project is talking about. There's the first one on top of Flagler's Market, and then there's the second one that they're talking about. So far, DC police have not confirmed if any evidence was on that camera. Yeah, it's disgusting. The smell is horrible. Flies everywhere. There's a little bit of trash, different types of trash here. We've got a political sign. We've got a shopping cart, some furniture, and somebody left their bowling ball, too. Since our original investigation first aired in May, thefts from autos in this district, the second district, have decreased by 24% compared to last year. If you look across the city in Washington, D.C., we've seen a 16% decrease. The I-Team wants to know who these drivers are, and should you be concerned the next time you take your family on I-495. I want to show you Betty Hart's biggest concern. The alley has been blocked off for about 15 months. That means she hasn't been able to use her parking spot behind her business at all. Well, right now we do know that several adults inside the house, a family, as many as 4 children and a babysitter. Now, friends of the babysitter tell me that the man shot in the driveway was actually wearing a mask. Several families here in the U.S. traveled to different countries last month and had no idea there could be potential problems with their EAC adoption until after they arrived overseas. Those families not willing to talk to us on camera in fear if they do, they'll never be able to adopt their child. Hard to believe, but a mail truck did catch on fire, one just like that. The driver was lucky on his route, caught on fire, the door jammed, the lock malfunctioned. Somebody came along and let him out. People who work here say this place is full of problems.
7 on your side, I-Team alert. Out of control smash and grabs in one section of Northwest. Last week, ABC7 planted a decoy car, and thieves, they took the bait.
And if you think lightning doesn't strike twice, well, it did. Our Scott Taylor live in the neighborhood where a second bait car was hit by different thieves. Scott, it seems to be pretty easy to catch these guys.
Yeah, so far it has been. You know, people here say it's just ridiculous. We do know criminals use these, a center punch. You can buy it on the internet for about $10. They'll come up to your car, they'll shatter the window, they will grab whatever they can reach, and then they're left a big mess for you to clean up. The I-Team obtained this shocking video showing a man in the second district breaking into a car in broad daylight. You can't walk very far along these streets and not run into frustrated residents who say they're noticing an alarming rise in smash and grabs.
I see broken glass from cars every single day when I walk my dog. It's constant, it's at all different streets, and it's almost impossible to catch people because it's so fast. DC police data show in the second district so far this year, 618 thefts from autos, a 22% drop compared to the same time last year. What the data doesn't include, how many of those thefts are smash and grabs? So after seeing this daring daylight theft, we set up our own bait car with multiple cameras, tossed in a laptop computer and some ABC7 News swag, plus a note in a black bag. Bad guy, see you on ABC7 News at 11, smiley face. It didn't take long for 2 men to spot our black bag in the front seat of our decoy car and strike. While we're alerting police, the same 2 men come back and drive right by us. Those are the guys right there. Police pulled them over, both arrested for theft from a vehicle and destruction of property. Our laptop tossed just a few feet away from their car and our black bag removed from their vehicle. They're issued a citation and are now back on the street. If convicted, they face up to 180 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Can you tell me why you broke into our vehicle?
Sir, not right now. It's a pending investigation as of right now, so we'll take it from here.
24 hours later, we're back with our bait car again on the same street. In less than 15 minutes, 2 men shatter our window and take off with their bag.
I think there should be harsher penalties for the offenders.
2nd District Commander Melvin Gresham says many smash and grab thieves in the district have a history of robberies and, if convicted, are ordered by the court to stay away from the neighborhood where they committed the crime. The I-Team wants to know, if we're so successful with our bait cars, why aren't DC police using decoy cars too?
We haven't used bait cars in some time, but you'd have to speak with our legal counsel as to the reason why we don't use that more frequently.
Officials with the law department tell us that they can't publicly talk about bait cars. Over the weekend, D.C. police out here putting up flyers on window shields telling people to make sure they take any valuables in your car in the house. Be safe, everybody. Scott Taylor, ABC 7 News.
How safe is the drinking water at your child's school?
It's been a serious problem affecting children all over America.
Yeah, we're checking and found alarming local results. Investigative reporter Scott Taylor shows us those school districts might need to make some changes to better protect your children.
Do you have any idea if the water at your child's school is safe to drink? The I-Team obtained water test results of 12 area school districts, from D.C. to Northern Virginia to parts of Maryland. Half had high lead levels.
I am just in total and complete shock that this has happened.
One mom, who we won't name, is livid after elevated lead levels were discovered inside Prince George's County Public School District.
Earlier this year, it was in, I think it was March, the water was yellowish brown.
Medical experts say elevated levels of lead can cause problems in behavior and lower IQ levels. Hi, Dr. Maxwell. I'm Scott Taylor with ABC 7 News. I want to ask you a couple questions on camera. That's Prince George's School CEO Kevin Maxwell, who for months refused to answer our questions on camera, so we tracked him down.
So, no, I can't. I'm getting ready for a board meeting. John?
The EPA and CDC agree there's no safe level of lead in a child's blood. Prince George's recent tests show more than 100 water sources, which could include classroom sinks or water fountains, have high lead levels. One hit at more than 2,800 parts per billion, which is sky high compared to the EPA's warning level of 15, which was set back in 1991. A lot of parents have a lot of questions on why you haven't tested since 2009.
And we have it all on the website.
But you haven't tested all of your schools. You won't test them until January. Are you drinking? Well, you're drinking bottled water. Do you drink out of the water fountains? Before this year, Falls Church City Public Schools last tested its entire district back in 2004. So far this year, Prince William County discovered 57 water sources in schools with high lead levels out of more than 2,100 tested. Fairfax County Public Schools this year recorded elevated lead levels at 4 schools.
These are our latest round of samples from Flint, just seeing how the system's recovering.
We showed our findings to Dr. Mark Edwards, who's part of the environmental engineering team at Virginia Tech, who helped expose the Flint, Michigan water crisis.
These problems do get worse with time, and this is something new that we only recently discovered.
Edwards believes the EPA needs to lower its lead warning levels of 15 parts per billion. It's 26 years old.
There's no doubt that this standard is out of date, but frankly, I would be happy if we were just meeting this out of date, lousy standard, and we're not.
Does EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt think it should be lowered? We don't know, because Pruitt declined our interview request, but that's not stopping D.C. Public Schools, who just lowered its warning level to 5 parts per billion after discovering elevated levels last year. Edwards also says districts, including those in our research, need to stop playing Russian roulette with students by flushing water fountains between tests, hoping for a lower result.
Having a tap test high, flushing it, and then sampling it after flushing and finding it's low, that doesn't prove anything, except you got lucky on that day you got a low sample. Will the next child to drink from that tap be as lucky? Most parents wouldn't want to risk that.
Here in Baltimore, the city school district is investing $450,000 annually to make sure their students' drinking water is safe. 10 years ago, the Baltimore City School District turned to all bottled water, but now is investing in high-tech filtered water fountains.
We think that that's a game changer. It looks good, and it's going to provide clean and safe water. And so we're pretty enthusiastic about it.
Meanwhile, in Prince George's County, the I-Team trying to get some answers. I've asked Peely for his interview.
So I'll make
and
sure we get you an interview.
That sounds great.
And we'll update you accurately.
Thank you.
Got it?
Thanks. We never got that interview after waiting 10 long months. Here's how you can protect your child. Ask your school district to put all its lead testing results up on its website. Plus, ask how they're testing your child's water and if they were lower its lead action warning level to 0. Download our app to find your school district's test results. Got them all up there. Just look for my story. Scott Taylor, ABC 7 News.
Wow.
All right, Fast and Furious is the movie number 8. It'll be in theaters this spring. But the I-Team has discovered a real-life renegade racing club that's right now tearing up our interstates. This is video of these guys, and what they're doing is just dangerous.
That's right. Here's our Scott Taylor with an I-Team exclusive that you need to know about to protect your family.
The I-Team driving you into a high-speed danger zone created by these dudes.
That's pretty frightening.
Alan and his family driving on the Capitol Beltway in Maryland near Waldorf, racing up from behind the Beltway Fast and Furious. Alan's using a fake name out of fear of potential payback. More than 10 cars whipped by his vehicle.
A couple of them cut me off. They were just all over the place.
Something's odd. All these cars speeding by have their flashers lit up and appear to be traveling in a pack.
They look like they were part of some sort of club or a gang of some sort.
Let's roll.
To movie fans, all this might look real familiar.
Kind of look like Fast and the Furious.
Alan knows Fast and Furious 8 races into theaters in April.
All it takes is one mistake driving that fast.
The Beltway Fast and Furious putting everyone on the interstate in danger.
Just a lot of craziness on the Beltway.
The I-Team wants to know who these drivers are, and should you be concerned the next time you take your family on I-495.
Somebody needs to do something about it. They should hold these people accountable for the danger they put everybody in.
We took the video to the Maryland State Patrol.
The bigger offense here is driving aggressively. I want to be clear about this. This is aggressive driving. Zero tolerance for that.
Cars on the Capitol Beltway speeding along in packs, making dangerous lane changes, and following way too close is a new phenomenon for state police. They've seen motorcycles do it, but organized multiple cars in a pack, they haven't seen that before.
This appears almost like they are drag racing in this video at this point.
How close did these guys get to vehicles?
They were very close. They were within a couple, maybe 1 or 2 feet of the front end and the back ends of vehicles. They were weaving in and out.
The Beltway Fast and Furious grab an exit and take the danger to another level. One driver coming to a stop and waving his racing buddies past all the other law-abiding drivers.
I could have got rear-ended right there because we were just sitting ducks.
The I-Team wants to track down the Beltway Fast and Furious. If you know who they are, give us a call.
Think about it next time you're driving like an idiot on the Beltway. People have their families and they're just trying to get home, and you're putting everybody on the Beltway in danger. You could have caused a major pileup.
Maryland State Police make it crystal clear. Alan has to come in and testify against the other drivers, or simply they don't have a case. If you know who belongs to the Capitol Beltway Fast and Furious, the I-Team wants to talk to you. Scott Taylor, ABC 7 News.